All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks again for tuning in. My name is Dave, and this is Save America, Vote Tulsi Gabbard. Uh, I'm just Dave. I'm just doing my thing here. Look, we've got some problems, and I was going to talk about this yesterday. I was trying to upload a video or record a video, but it wasn't working out. I got an email yesterday from Tulsi's campaign asking for more donations, which I've already given my unique donation to Tulsi, and I've given an additional a donation because I wanted to. They're looking for about 30,000 additional unique donations because it appears that the DNC has moved the goalposts about $30,000 down. All right. Now, changing the rules midstream is not a really good sign. Okay. And I know everybody's like, well, she's got to run as a Democrat. She's got to do this. She's got to stick with this because this is the structure. I'm really losing faith in this entire process. And if you're a Bernie fan, by the way, and you don't think they're going to do some shenanigans on Bernie, then you're very naive to the challenge. This is something that I think has already been set in motion. The secret meetings behind the scenes, all of the stuff that they're doing, like with Pete Buttigieg and all of these establishment types. CNN rigged a poll for Joe Biden, and I've looked at all the polling data because I was chastised saying that I didn't know what I was talking about and I shouldn't rely on Status Quo for stats. And they posted another video about it, and they broke it down, and it's clear that they didn't poll younger people or didn't include any polling data for anybody pretty much under the age of 40. So the bottom line is they're rigging the election for an establishment candidate. The media continues to talk about people like Pete Buttigieg and Beto O'Rourke and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. All right, those are their chosen candidates. Bernie and Tulsi, by the way, is definitely gaining in popularity when it comes to just the grassroots. You can tell people on Twitter, there are so many Tulsi supporters on Twitter, people who've come over from the quote-unquote dark side like myself, and apparently like Lee Stranahan, who I hear may be supporting Tulsi after jumping from the Trump train. I have a feeling that his leaving the train might have had something to do with the Julian Assange WikiLeaks stuff, because Lee was all over that and was always kind of not hanging on by a thread, but you could tell that there were some cracks in the armor, and you got Ann Coulter out there talking about how she'd support Bernie if Bernie would toughen up his immigration stance a little bit. So Tulsi Gabbard, is a threat to the established order, but she's not going to be a threat if she continues to run as a Democrat. I know that's crazy talk, and I might even say the same thing for Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders has the luxury of being an independent right now. That's what he's registered as in Vermont. You see an I next to his name, which, by the way, is my favorite letter when it comes to political figures. I means I'm independent, and I look at all the issues, and I don't vote lockstep with any political party. I'm my own person. And the two-party system is breaking down. There are more independents, and this has been the case for many years now. So I'm really worried about the fact that, again, as Jill Stein says, all right, you can't have a revolution in a counter-revolutionary party. A party that apparently doesn't like dissent, doesn't like free speech, and also seems to be preoccupied with an imaginary hoax regarding Russia, and they're continuing on. Now their next target, obviously, is to take out Bill Barr, Okay? And look, this strategy is going to make people more and more sympathetic to Donald Trump. And Donald Trump has surrounded himself with neocons, people who really just want to continue the regime change policies, the economic policies that benefit Wall Street and the top 1%. And, people, Dave, how can you just switch from Trump to Tulsi? It's easy. Tulsi is an independent. She believes in the things that I believe in. As far as, the social issues, I've told people my perspective on that. And I guess I would probably say that I am libertarian on all of those issues. I have some firm convictions, and I've done a couple of videos. But none of that would stop me from voting for Tulsi Gabbard for president. None. I am not a one-issue guy. I would say that there are several issues, and at the top of it is the fact that we continue to overthrow regimes and try to install puppet dictators who then destroy the country. Somebody posted a really creative meme on Twitter yesterday with before and after pictures of various countries that we've invaded. Okay, the before pictures before we installed the dictator, after we installed the puppet, and it's every single time it looks like, a war zone that didn't get repaired or upgraded. It's an amazing thing. But let's get back to the big problem. The big problem is the DNC is changing the rules on Tulsi Gabbard. And if she doesn't get to 100,000 unique donors, she might not be in these debates. Because what they're going to do is they're going to look at the top tier of candidates, and they're going to take, the top fundraisers. And yeah, Bernie will be in there. You can probably kiss Mike Gravel goodbye. I don't think he's going to get there. I just can't see how he's going to get in there. It was a great idea, and he says he's in it to win, or at least his team says it, but he's probably not going to be on the debate stage. I mean, to have, 3 anti-war voices on stage, it's just not going to happen. And we need to get Tulsi up there because she can be the most effective. The other thing you got to worry about with all these candidates is actual face time. I mean, another senator jumps in, don't know who this guy is a Democrat senator, jumped into the race yesterday, and you've got to divide all your television time. You have to divide it by 20, 21 people. All right. The Republican Party did this last time, and there were a lot of people who didn't get any time. If they got one question or got to respond to one question, they had to make the most of it. That's not how you have a debate. That's not how you hear about what the candidate stands for. And you're going to have these moderators who are just going to go right at Tulsi Gabbard with neocon talking points. There's a lot of unfairness here. And it's just sad. She just should break off. And anybody else who's running for president, except maybe for Howard Schultz, because he's another neocon, anybody with independent, progressive ideas, even if they're not all that progressive, as long as they're not establishment ideas, all right? And that would mean that they're probably progressive in some regard. I think it's time. And I know it's early, and everybody keeps saying, oh, have faith, it's early, stop complaining. When I see an email like this yesterday go out, the spidey senses, they go out, and I think to myself, this is rigged. This is completely rigged. She made the goal. We congratulated her. Everybody was celebrating, and now the goalposts have been moved $30,000 downfield. Doesn't seem like a very fair process to me. And it's a process designed for elitist type candidates who can fundraise from big donors and do all the things that most Americans hate, and take all the special interest money and kowtow to the special interests. Tulsi Gabbard needs to get out of this party. She needs to get out of this party. In fact, a lot of these politicians need to get out of this party. You're not going to reform this party. You're not going to have a revolution in a counter-revolutionary party. So that's my video on this topic. I know people are going to have some interesting thoughts on this, and I apologize for being blunt, but this is what I do on this channel, and I really think Tulsi Gabbard might be in a bit of trouble here, because I don't see how she's going to make this extra 30,000 with all of these candidates in there. And then a lot of people are loyal to Bernie, and they've given to both candidates, but some people are only loyal to Bernie and aren't loyal to Tulsi and so forth. So this is going to be really tough. This is like threading, a needle, and they keep moving the needle. So anyway, I'm done. I'll be back soon.